The cities she ruined. One phrase from my wife exposed a web of affairs, and I made sure every city remembered her name. Chapter 1. The sentence that split my world. We were sitting on the balcony of our 12th-floor apartment, city lights shimmering behind my wife like the world was applauding her return. A quiet breeze swirled around our wine glasses as the low hum of traffic played like background music. Samantha had just come back from yet another work trip, this time Chicago. As the regional director for a growing PR firm, she traveled constantly. Minneapolis last week. San Diego the month before. Her suitcase lived half its life zipped and ready by the door. She took a slow sip of wine, gazed at the skyline and said, "You must get tired of waiting for me all the time." Chuckled. "Comes with the job description, doesn't it?" Then she leaned back, resting her head against the chair, and sighed with a dreamy smile. Every city has its own rhythm. Its own company. That was it. That phrase. Its own company. It slid out of her like a secret she didn't mean to share. Slippery. Too casual. Like she was speaking to someone else. Chill raced up my spine. It wasn't what she said. It was the weight behind it. A private memory masked in poetry. The kind you don't share with your husband unless it slips. I excused myself, went inside, closed the hallway door behind me, and just stood in the dark. That moment cracked something in me. And I didn't know it then, but I had just stepped onto the staircase that would lead me straight down into the underworld of our marriage. Chapter 2. Connecting the dots. The next morning while she was asleep, I opened her laptop. I wasn't the snooping type. But I'd never felt this unsettled. I didn't even know what I was looking for. Her travel calendar showed the usual suspects. Seattle, Portland, Houston, Chicago, Denver. All marked and color-coded. So I opened our shared hotel rewards account. She always used the same chain. That's when I noticed something strange. One reservation in Austin had 2 guests. Room booked under her name. The other, Tyler Kavanaugh. Name I knew. Friend of ours. Former colleague of mine. A man who once toasted me at a poker night and said, "You married a unicorn, Mark. She's magnetic." My stomach sank. I opened her email trash folder. Buried deep was the booking confirmation. 2 guests. 1 room. 3 weeks ago. That wasn't a mistake. That was a pattern. Chapter 3. The blueprint of betrayal. I couldn't sleep. I lay next to her, watching her back rise and fall under the covers, and I wondered, how many hotel beds had she whispered in? So I built a spreadsheet. I called it cities. I made columns. City, hotel name, dates, companion messages, evidence, outcome. Then I began digging. Seattle, duplicate card key issued to a David Grant. Portland, late-night Uber billed to her card, dropped off at a discreet spa with a man named Marco. Denver. Dozens of calls to a single number during her supposed client sessions. Austin, Tyler Kavanaugh confirmed. Chicago, I found a picture. In a bar. With another man's hand around her waist. 5 cities. 5 men. Maybe more. I didn't need the full list. I needed just enough to burn the entire illusion down. Chapter 4. Collect. Verify. Execute. I hired a private investigator. Not to use in court. Not for money. For truth. 5 days later, I held a manila folder stuffed with surveillance photos, transcribed messages, and audio clips. One recording had her whispering, "He's just so trusting. I get to live 2 lives and he has no clue." I listened once. Just once. Then I closed it. And began my plan. I copied all the files to a USB labeled tax docs. I printed 5 envelopes. 1 for each man. Inside, photos, screenshots, receipts, timelines. A single line included. "In case you thought it was just you, she lied to you too." Each man would believe someone else had exposed it. She had no idea. And that was her biggest blind spot. Chapter 5. 1 city at a time. The first domino, Tyler. He was married. His wife, Leah, worked 3 floors down from him in the same firm. I mailed the envelope to his office. No return address. 2 days later, Samantha slammed her phone on the kitchen counter. Tyler's losing it. He thinks someone hacked my email. Blink. Maybe change your passwords. She stormed off. 1 city down. Then David. I sent his envelope to his office, and another to his wife via her school board email. The next morning, she posted a furious Facebook update. To the woman who smiled at my kids while sneaking into my husband's hotel room, you just lost everything. Samantha thought it was corporate drama. She muttered over dinner. It's like everyone's turning against me. Even Marco's ghosted me. Smiled. Strange. Maybe Mercury's in retrograde. She laughed. But the walls were shrinking. Chapter 6. The Fall. Then came the final envelope, addressed to Samantha's HR department. Why? Because she was sleeping with a client. A clear breach of company ethics. Inside, screenshots of flirty emails. Audio of her bragging about keeping clients loyal the fun way. Pictures. 3 days later, she was suspended pending investigation. Laptop confiscated. Access revoked. San Diego trip cancelled. She came home pale, shoulders sagging, muttering, "Someone's trying to ruin me. This isn't random anymore." I looked her in the eye. Maybe it's karma. For the first time she looked truly afraid. Chapter 7. The Reckoning. Sunday morning. She always slept in. I laid out 6 folders on the dining table, each marked by a city. One final one marked home. Inside, her burner app history. Every hotel booking. The investigator's report. A photo of her and Tyler kissing, time-stamped the same weekend she told me she had the flu. She wandered in, still groggy. What is this?" I slid the photo across the table. "Your annual review." She didn't speak, just stared. I pulled out the final document. Divorce papers. Already filed. Already signed. Already set in motion. The house. The prenup. Rock solid. Her career. In flames. Her reputation. Scorched across 5 cities. "You ruined my life," she whispered, shaking. "No," I said, standing. "You ruined it. I just gave the truth a microphone." Epilogue. Silence is the last word. It's been a year. I live in a quiet mountain town now. I make custom furniture for a living. Not for profit, for peace. Sometimes I get anonymous messages from Samantha's old number. "I'm sorry. I still love you. Please answer." I never do. Because when someone betrays you with precision, forgiveness isn't kindness. It's silence. And silence is eternal. What would you have done in his place? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this story hit home, share it. Because in every lie there's a lesson. And here, every betrayal finds its shadow.